Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Do we have to wait for someone else? I'm talking to friends and to Skepsis, or can we start?
Oh, I think we can start.
It's okay for friends.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so hello everyone. This is the dissemination call. That is part of the final requirements for the EU Creative Europe project, locus, of which we are all a part of, and This call, the primary focus of this call is to share between us and between all our stakeholders and various participants to our respective festivals, some methodology guidelines that can be part of that can be the basis for whatever other projects and festival in the future that that could be organized in other cities. So fundamentally, we have to come up with some guidelines that we can all share, and we can then transmit to the EU so that they could use these guidelines to help other organizations and other festivals around Europe. So we could organize this call like this. I will start with a brief presentation of the locus project, and then we could go on sharing all our experiences and some of the guidelines that we came up with, every one of us, so Skepsis and Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Is that all right? Okay, perfect. So I will start with the presentation. I will ask you to all mute your microphones, otherwise it's gonna be a lot of noise because we are 100 people right now. So I will also tell you that this call is being recorded so that we can all use this recording for our reports, our final reports for the Europe. I will start with I will share a presentation that will only act as a guideline for what I'm about to say. Can you all see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, thank you for being here today. This is a fundamental moment of sharing and in some way reflection on the locus project. I will remind everyone that locus stands for local cultural urban synergies. This was an initiative co-funded by the Creative Europe program. So this 3-year effort was focused on the creation and validation of the common methodology. So the ultimate goal of this effort will culminates today in this dissemination conference. So this event is intended, as I was saying before, to share the definitive guidelines with other cultural organizations, municipalities, representatives, collaborators, and so on, stakeholders, and so on. So the primary objective of this dissemination is to create somewhat of a wider lasting impact of what we did in these 3 years in Italy, Romania, and France, so that we can allow other entities to replicate this participatory development that we came up with in these years, this approach. We tested this approach in our local communities, obviously customizing it according to the needs and cultural focus of every place, of every festival. The other acronym for locus was local communities for urban synergies. So this was conceived as a small-scale cooperation partnership with a duration of 36 months, so 3 years, to address mainly the difficulties of the performing arts sector in the small to medium-sized cities. This was our main focus. So how to organize a big cultural event that could have a national importance, but in small cities. This was our main focus. And the main methodology was based on a participatory approach, so co-development, and a cycle of continuous learning year after year, year by year. So plan, do, check, and act. As I was said, this transnational partnership consists of 3 key organizations. The project leader and coordinator of this project was Proscenio Teatro here in Italy, represented here by me, Stefano Tosoni, Stefano De Bernardin, and a lot of other participants to the festival, stakeholders, and municipalities. The Romanian partner was, I'm sorry for my pronunciation, URL, Asociația Grupul Skepsis. The French partner was the Commune de Saint-Germain-en-Laye through the Theatre Alexandre Dumas. So this project focused on innovation and the possibility to improve the capacity of cultural institutions to thrive in a way and generate growth, a growth that had to be beyond just the cultural sector. So a way to make a cultural festival be impactful also on the social and economic point of view. So it wasn't just to organize beautiful festivals, but it was also to make so that these festivals could have more engagement, could have an economic impact, could involve the youth, schools, other arts, and so on and so on. The objectives that we had were measurable and specific. So we had to, I'm not repeating all of them, but we had to support independent cultural companies, increase the local cultural offer. We had to enhance the urban regeneration of small to medium-sized cities, so bad cities. We had to increase the engagement of diverse stakeholders, so not just cultural stakeholders, but also public, private, civic, and so on. To test all of these objectives, we last year we organized a survey that we already focused on another video call, so I'm not repeating all of the results, but I'll just say that here in Italy, the survey showed that cultural offer and average participation were perceived as average or low. And there was a strong consensus on the need for improvement of this cultural offer. And the expected benefits were focused mainly on youth and entertainment. So we asked in the survey what were the aspects that people expected to improve through these festivals, through the various editions of the festival. And they, the main responses were that they wanted the youth to be more involved, and they wanted more entertainment in general for the population. Here in Italy, in the summer, we have a lot of tourists. So the other focus was to make so that these festivals, these events could involve a lot of spots in the city of Fermo, so that also tourists that maybe didn't know anything about the festival could be involved, could be interested, and so on. Another key factor that the survey showed was that people expected public administrations, so municipalities and cultural associations, to be the main actors in this change. They wanted to make so that the strategies could broaden the audience. So, as I said, attracting young people, working with schools, adding collateral multidisciplinary activities, which we did with Shakespeare nel Parco. That was our main festival. And they told us that the perfect size of a festival of this type could be between 4 and 8 main events. So this data was transformed into strategies, so operational strategies during workshops and during the planning of the next year edition of Shakespeare nel Parco. So in a way, Shakespeare nel Parco, thanks to this Creative Europe program, had the possibility to evolve. So this pilot event in 2023 was the base to evolve the festival in 2024, the second edition inside the EU program. We managed to increase audience and accessibility, so we brought the total spectators from 3,000 to 3,500 in the second edition of the festival, and this thanks to all the strategies that we talked about. For example, entry to all of our events, even the paid ones, was made free for all young people up to 18 years old. And this was thanks to Creative Europe, and also thanks to the support and collaboration with the municipality of Fermo. This was one of our main focuses, because the theme of our festival, that is Shakespeare, is a theme that by nature is not so close to young people right now. Right now, young people don't go so often to theater, and if they go to see a theater show, very rarely it is a Shakespeare show. So we wanted to make so that young people could see the beauty in Shakespeare, and also could see that Shakespeare is always modern in a way. I'm not go too much into this topic, because it's a huge topic and we could talk for an hour, but the thing is, young people was one of our main focuses. And the other focus was the multidisciplinary inclusion. So we wanted to broaden our offer, the offer of the festival, so that a lot of people could be interested in the festival, so that it could be a big party for all the city of Fermo. So maybe you are not interested in theater, but you could be interested in music. So we added concerts, and we managed to make so that the concerts were actually in theme with the Shakespeare theme. And we added, and this was pretty natural, we added the cinema projections, so movies about Shakespeare. So again, you could not be interested in theater, but you can be interested in movies. So you will come to the festival to see a movie, and not maybe to see a theater show. We added a lot of lectures, So not only shows, but also people that talked about Shakespeare. So great experts on the show, on the great experts on Shakespeare, or even on closely related topics. We added also free workshops for theater workshops, acting workshops for children, and so on. So we tried to make sure that the festival was multidisciplinary in a broad way, so that a lot of people could be interested. And this was our second main point of evolving from the first edition to the second edition. The third aspect that we worked on had to do with the impact of the festival. One of the main focus of the European Union is the sustainability of the festivals, and this not only by environment and climatic point of view, but also about it's about economic sustainability, so that the festival could leave the city in which it is held richer than before and not poorer. So we introduced a system of 10% discount vouchers that were distributed to all of the people that came to the festival. These discounts could be used in all the shops and restaurants of the city. So the objective was to make so that the people that came to our festival then went and spent their money inside the city, inside shops, inside restaurants, inside bar, and so on and so on. And this was a nice initiative because it was very appreciated also by all the economic stakeholders of the city. In particular, our situation is pretty peculiar because Fermo is a town that has not access to the sea, to the beach, and here the tourism in the summer is pretty concentrated near the in the sea towns. So this was appreciated because it was a way to keep tourists and people in Fermo during summer. Also, another thing we did was make so that that young artists and young company could be appreciated in the festival. So we did not call only big companies, big famous companies, big shows, but we issued a competition, a national competition, so that one young company, not famous, could become and do their shows and be well paid for it. And this was not a given, so was another of the ways in which we tried to make the festival a positive force in general. So I will come to the conclusion because we all have to talk, and I know this cannot go on until tonight. So sorry if I was too long with the speech. Coming to the guidelines, if we had to summarize some guidelines to be used by everyone, I'd say that the guidelines are the following. The first guideline is that the festival must have a specific identity, and it also must have a long-term stability, because some improvements, some evolving must take place throughout some years, at least 5-6 years. so that the organizer can have a long-term vision to make the festival better and better in time. So a clear identity and a long-term project, at least 5 or 6 years. And a modular format between 4 and 8 main events could be recommended to ensure that the festival is always manageable, and all the events can be properly advertised. Another guideline could be also public administrations, so municipalities, must act as lead organizers together with the artistic organizations, in close synergy with the cultural associations. This is crucial to make so that the benefits for private stakeholders are formalized. This helps to ensure paid job opportunities for local artists, visibility, marketing advantages for small businesses, and so on and so on. So to transform the festival into an economic engine for the entire community and not just a cultural engine, the public administrations must absolutely be involved in a big way. Another main guideline is has to do with the territorial valorization and with the accessibility. So it is necessary, as I said before about the tourism, it's necessary to valorize iconic spaces, iconic spots, such as, I don't know, historic parks, or maybe medieval plazas and so on, to make sure that the festival could contaminate entire areas of the city that otherwise would be less involved or less used for this type of events. This helps to make the city better, and this helps also to involve tourists and people in general. The fourth and last guidelines that I would isolate would be a structured youth engagement strategy. So ways to attract youth. It's fundamental to establish a structured partnership with schools. Also, other that with the municipalities, as we said before. And so, to do that, you have to work with schools, so you have to make the events interesting also for the youth. And you also have to break down economic barriers, so with the use of free or discounted tickets, as I discussed before. And furthermore, in a more general way, the events should be perceived and as less formal and more pop, to attract people that usually don't go to theater. I know this is a specific problem to us, for the theater and for Shakespeare in particular, but we had to make this effort to make the festival pop and attractive to young people, and we had to work a lot about that. So these guidelines are very broad and general because they are intended for maximum replicability everywhere, so dissemination everywhere. And in summary, this locus project helped us understand how to organize big cultural events in our city that is not a big city, and to isolate some guidelines, some concepts that we obviously thought about also before, but we managed to make these concepts and these guidelines clearer for whatever else we will organize in the future. This is it. I thank you for your attention. My brief presentation is done, and I'd like to pass the to pass the word to the other participants, so Skepsis or Saint-Germain-en-Laye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I can follow if it's okay. Yeah, let me see if I can.
Go on, go on.
Okay, it's okay, thank you.
Okay. Just let me see how I can share. I prepared a presentation, entire screen. I never worked with this platform before, so I don't know. Is it okay? Can you see the presentation?
Yeah, we can see that. Go on.
Yes,
No
yes.
problem.
Oh, okay. So we are Skepsis Group, Skepsis Association from Alba Iulia, Romania. We were partner in the locus project. We had two events that we tried to develop under this project, two festivals each year. So the first one, it's a medieval art festival. It's called the Medieval Days of Belgrade, which is the medieval name of our city, was the medieval name of the city. And the second one was the Apollo International Youth Theater Festival. So each year we had we tried to develop these two events. Overall, there were 6 events, 3 editions for the each. So we tried to follow and to apply the guidelines, the goal of the project. And I will speak about each, trying to pinpoint the strengths and the strengths of what we did. So the first one was the Medieval Days Festival. This example of a poster. So it was organized each year from 2023, 24, 25. Every month of August, it was this festival was let's say taken into account in the national agenda of medieval festivals, because there are several medieval festivals that are organized during the summer in Romania, and we had to take good care so that we plan our festivals so that we don't overlap with others, in order to attract tourists and more people that are interested in these kind of festivals. Using the resources of the project, we had each year 3 days of medieval art festivals. Before that, it was only 2, and we tried to expand it, and we succeeded in 3 days. We involved several kind of arts and performances, from music, dance, theater, weapons and swords presentations, fire choreography, everything that had to do with medieval art. Everything was performed in the streets, in the center of the city, which is a medieval citadel. And it included independent groups, artists from Romania that are specialized in medieval art, one form or another. Every performance, of course, was outdoor, and it was organized in the citadel by linking it to historical buildings, of course, trying to, let's say, giving them another life by animating with art. Access was free for everyone. You will see in the end we estimated the participations, but here it was the problem is that in an open door that has no fixed entry points, people are coming and going, so the number was actually much larger than we estimated. Here only what we could count for pictures and from photos from videos and such. Now speaking about these 3 editions of the medieval festivals, here I pinpoint some infos and data. We involved, you can see each year we were able to involve more and more artists. We expanded with open workshops for the public involving the people, and the general audience grew by each year to around the events of that we had in the program. We tried to involve the youth very much by working with school. Of course, it is the summer vacation for the students, but we are very well connected with the schools here. So a lot of students came, and we also had them involved in a volunteer group that helped with organizing the editions. So by this method, we tried to get them more involved and more responsible as being a part of the organizing of the events, and not just spectators, not just attending to inviting them to attend to the shows. Here. Yeah, some pictures that you can see. It was all on the street with dance, with theater, music, and you can see the parades that we had. This was another very good idea that we implied from 2023, having this parade across the citadel of the city, and announcing the festival, attracting the public, inviting them to the days of to the medieval days. The other event, also 3 editions, as I said, it was the Apollo International Youth Theatre Festival. Now, what was interesting here is that of course, it targets the participation of youth, of students. It started, we had this festival from 2014 by Youth in Action project. It was financed by European Union, the very first edition, and then with the help of local authorities, we were able to keep it alive. And with the help of locus, we succeeded in expanding the events. This festival, usually it was 3 days, but since 2023, with the help of locus, we have 4 or even 5 days of the festival. The program included theater performances, but just as in Fermo, we had included other arts like visual arts, art exhibitions, short movie projections, master classes and workshops for the participants, and open workshops for the public, conferences, and we try to have, let's say, like a larger umbrella of a good offer for the public. Access was free for everyone. It was promoted mainly in the schools, high schools, and the University of Alba Iulia. This festival took place in the autumn because we had to take into account that another very big festival, theater festival, is organized here by the authorities in the spring. So we had to put it in the autumn. But speaking about the editions, I put here also some data. We tried to involve many artists, independent companies, mainly, just as Fermo did. We tried to get them interested and give them a stage to perform. So we had various events, as I said, full days different kind of performances. The last edition, we had this just last 2 months ago in October. It was the largest so far, largest participant groups, the largest number of artists involved, and also the largest, let's say, media of attendance from the public. Here are just some photos that you can see, different kind of performances that were presented. Now trying to link everything that we did, it was 6 editions. And because we tried to support our 2 events, this was harder than just having one under the locus project. Another problem, it was that in 2022 it began the war in Ukraine, which is it's just in our border, so the prices went up. The expenses on food and accommodation were skyrocketing. So this was, let's say, some problems that appeared, but we solved them by getting the local authorities to support the events and trying to get some sponsorships so that we can balance the budget and try to keep it good and in line. What we did, there were a lot of short and long-term partnership that were signed with the local institutions here and other associations and foundations to support the events. Overall, the artistic agenda of the events was expanded and improved. And we succeeded in building a sustainable artistic network, very strong connections with the groups that participated, and all these groups of artists began their own collaborations after the events, and that was we were very proud of encouraging them to develop their own collaborations and projects together. What we also succeeded is building up a good, strong group of volunteers each year, volunteers from under 18 years old, young students from Alba Iulia, who were very active in organizing the events. We involved them in several tasks, a series of tasks, and they were very, very happy, and they learn a lot, develop a lot of organizational skills. And this also another good strong point of what happened here was that we involved young groups, artistical groups, that of course brought with them a lot of young public for the events, because we try to connect with artistic groups from high schools, from local schools here. Also, we brought in the Apollo Festival, we had performances that were taken to schools and kindergartens here. So we didn't wait for them to come to the let's say hall of the events, to the building, and we took the theater to them, and also by this we promoted the program of the festival. Some constant partners here. I just put the long-term partnership that we have. Main partner was Alba Iulia City Hall, the municipality, Alba Iulia County Council, and all the institutions under it. The cultural house of the university here, Interart Foundation from Mayud, the local university, the National Museum of Unification, the Alba County Library, and a new institution that was formed last year, which is the Palace of Princes. Which is a big museum that was opened in the middle of the citadel. Of course, there were many media partners. Here I just put the main ones that we have strong long-term relations, and give examples of some of the sponsors. All the difficulties that we had, I think we tried to balance the budget by involving local businesses that could offer us some discounts during the festivals for the participants, for the public here, so that we involve them in this way, just like just like Fermo did. I think it's the same idea that we implemented here. So this was everything that I had prepared here. If you have any questions on I should develop, what I should also say that at this meeting I invited to participate various persons from represents local businesses that were somehow involved in the festival. We had participation from the partners, from the collaborators, and also from the students that were involved in the organization as volunteer in the organization of the festival. And I thank them all for taking an hour of their life to participate to this meeting concerning the locus project. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'm open.
Thank you, Viorel. That's perfect. I would say maybe we go on with Saint-Germain-en-Laye, and then if everyone else wants to give us an input or ask a question, we can do that later. Okay. So on to France.
Thanks. We can share the slides. Tu peux commencer, je te dis le programme. Ça va? Comme ça, je vérifie. Tu peux partager un peu. You can see the slide?
Yes,
so
we can.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will present the main highlights of the Saint-Germain-en-Laye festival. First, a few words about the city. Saint-Germain-en-Laye is a French city of 50,000 inhabitants located to the east of Paris. It recently received the City of Art and History label, recognizing its rich heritage as well as a dynamic cultural growth. Saint-Germain-en-Laye is known for its castle and historical sites, its terrace with a view of Paris, its forest, its schools, shops, and cultural institutions like the museum, like the Claude Debussy's birthplace, like the actual music venue La Clé, and our theater Alexandre Dumas. Despite the health context, COVID, the city created the festival in 2021 as a unifying cultural event. It's sort of back-to-school festival held over a few days each year in late September. It's a collaborative project uniting local cultural actors with the ambition to, originally, to offer the best of international musical creation, emerging talents, established artists, an ambition to develop multidisciplinary forms, music, dance, street arts, to attract a diverse and younger audience. For all audiences, regardless of age or cultural familiarity, for residents, but also to achieve regional and national outreach. Currently, for the Theatre Alexandre Dumas, 35% of spectators are Saint-Germain-en-Laye residents, compared to 55% for the theatre season. The festival is spearheaded by the city through the theatre, but its organization relies on all cultural structures, both public and private, and all local stakeholders, including shops, local shops, and volunteers. The festival mobilizes many stakeholders internal to the city. They include culture, communication, economic development, childhood services, public spaces, technical services, event management, green spaces, waste management, and other, etc. You can look at the slide about partners. With external partners, we have public cultural partners such as Museum Maurice Denis, private cultural partners such as our main partner Laclé, and other external private partners like association, bars, food trucks, the post office, the third place, le Quai des Possibles, and initial approaches to companies. We have also volunteers. This year, we launched a renewed call for volunteers, establishing a collaboration with a dedicated group. They were more mobilized before and during the festival, more available, more invested in their mission, and significantly better supervised by the permanent team. The festival uses diverse venues each year. The theatre, Laclé, and urban spaces, but we have also tested schools, museums, and historical sites. On the map, you can see the different locations according to the indoor and outdoor performances, as well as photography of the various sites. Theatre, Laclé, and other theaters, the museum, birthplace, Claude Debussy, Claude birthplace, chapelle, je sais plus comment on dit ça. Schools, international schools, and outdoor. Jardin des Arts, near the theatre. The working model for ticketed performances focus on a coherent program based on venues, where each finds its place and its audience, like headliners primarily at the theatre, emerging actual music talents mostly at Laclé, investing the Jardin des Arts on Sunday afternoon with a single ticket price for all audiences. It was also essential to maintain a strong capacity for adaptation for outdoor shows, in case of rain. To realize this festival, it involves numerous stakeholders meeting in 3 distinct formats: COPIL, COTEC, and other working groups. COPIL, Comité de Pilotage Steering Committee. This is a strategic decision-making body, in person or by video conference. It's composed of elected officials, the artistic director, the cabinet, the director general, sector directors like communication, culture, technical, etc., and partners mobilized for the edition. The COTEC is a technical committee, is a sort of working groups. These are thematic groups focusing on communication, outdoor facilities, businesses, shops, and technical and logistical coordination of outdoor shows. Their purpose is to share knowledge and experiences and to study new ideas to propose to the COPIL. And a specific smaller group meetings, these are L2 talks like coordination, human resource, technical requirements, or reviewing the volunteers' schedule and missions. Regarding the timeline, to summarize, the festival requires 6 to 12 months of work and take place in September. In October, the COPIL holds a review meeting, discusses results and future prospects, and COTEC meetings begin. COPIL meets in December for a checkpoint. Programming is finalized by March. Ticketing opens in April, and organization is finalized until September. Communication improves yearly. It's now anticipated and reinforced. Social media, print press, digital press. This year's novelty was promotion in public transport and cinemas. The visual identity astronaut character, here and the other, like that, is maintained for public recognition. Better visibility and signage ideas are still needed, but the new mobile information stand is already popular. In conclusion, as the festival's organizational model is stabilizing, the first 2 editions established collaborative and dynamic foundations. Between 23 and 25, the festival consolidated local cooperations, emphasizing group work, co-construction, and shared experience. Results are improving. Indoor show attendance is now at 90%. Outdoor attendance visibly increases each year. Mobilization of the music school, Conservatory Claude Debussy, with their 50 musicians, boost attendance at the Market Square this year, maybe thanks to the students' families, and ensured a coherent overall participation from local cultural actors. The artistic focus is narrowing to music with a growing emphasis on dance and a small element of circus. The festival continues to experiment and learn to meet its initial objectives, artistic diffusion of actual music mixed with dance. 2, a cultural back-to-school celebration for all. And 3, regional and national outreach. Thank you for your attention and your support.
Thank you. And if I don't know if there are some other people that want to give us an input or ask a question. All right, I think we covered abundantly all our festivals and all we did in these years. And on our part, we can say it's been a pleasure to collaborate with you in these 3 years. And even if only from afar, but personally, I really like to come to your festivals in person. Maybe this could be possible in the future. And we really like to have you here as our guests. So let's keep in touch. And remember, there are other things to do to complete the reports. Other things to write to end the EU Creative Europe project. So we'll keep in touch for that in the WhatsApp group. And nothing. Thank you all. Thank you to all the participants today. Thank you for your reports, and we'll keep in touch on WhatsApp.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,